We are in storm alert again tonight. Most of the St. Louis area is left digging out of snow, 8 inches of snow. It is moving out, and that winter storm warning is lifting right now at 6 o'clock. Thank you for being with us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. We're out here on Television Plaza, and I can tell you that the snow has finally stopped, but it's been a mess. And we continue our storm coverage tonight. We have team coverage from across the bi-state, from St. Louis County to Jefferson County to the Metro East. We'll have reports from all those areas in just a moment. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell. He's got those snow totals tonight, Scott.
And in some cases, Mike, we're talking more than a foot of snow having fallen around the St. Louis area. For most of us, 6 to about 10 inches covers the majority of the metro area. And you're about 5 to 6 inches here in Arnold. That was on top of some of the ice that you saw in that area as well before we managed to swing over to the snow. So we take a look down in Arnold. We take a look elsewhere across the region and downtown St. Louis. Yeah, there's still a breeze. Here are some of the numbers we have for you. Again, 6 to 11, 12 inches, pretty common across a good chunk of the metro area. There's not much more left than a few flurries, though, and most of those are to the south of St. Louis and south and southeast of the metro area. So while we don't expect additional accumulation in St. Louis, there may still be another dusting to an inch over areas that are farther south of St. Louis, with another batch that's sliding our way for later tonight. It'll be much lighter, won't be anything like what we've just seen. But the problem is we've already seen a lot, and it's still only 19, 20 degrees in St. Louis, Ann.
Thank you, Scott. The snow took a toll on the roadways. Crews are still working to clear them right now. Our photographer Rick Meyer is out driving, and here's a live look from his camera near the Lake St. Louis and O'Fallon, Missouri area on eastbound I-70. There have been some traffic issues around that area.
Just hours ago, we heard from MoDOT about the work they're doing tonight. And 5 on your side's Abby Larico joins us now live from Chesterfield with that update. Abby.
Hey, Mike, good evening. So those crews said several times that they really appreciate that people stayed home today if and when they could. And they are asking that people continue staying home for one more day if possible, because they say that this work is likely to continue through the weekend. Even with fast moving snow through much of today, the work to clean it all up has been pretty slow going. And that is for a few reasons. The wind that we're all dealing with here is pushing snow around and forming some icy patches, which means even places where they have plowed and treated might need to be plowed and treated again. They also are down a few hundred workers, which a MoDOT engineer said today is impacting the cleanup efforts, saying it takes them longer to get where they need to be. Tonight, another crew of workers, though, will begin another 12-hour shift just in a few minutes here at 7 p.m. Though with continued cold temperatures that Scott was talking about, most of the work will have to wait.
The temperatures are going to come up tomorrow. It's going to get a little sunnier, and it helps us tremendously. It's going to get in the mid-20s tomorrow. Our chemicals don't work real well when it's going to be in the teens tonight or single digit. So we're going to get a good hard shot in the morning, get the sunlight on it, and get stuff cleaned up tomorrow.
Highway Patrol said this evening that of about 350 calls for service, more than 260 of those were due to drivers losing control of their car and spinning off the road, getting stuck. And that's mostly because people were simply going too fast. Now, don't be surprised if you see any National Guard troops out on the highways helping to even pull some of those cars out from the snow. But the safest thing for you, for them, for everybody else out on the roads is to slow down and, again, stay home when you can. Reporting live in Chesterfield tonight, Abby Larico, 5 on your side.
Of course, for some, snow is all fun and games, and for others, it's all work and no play. 5 on your side's Tracy Hinson is live in Wildwood with how some folks in West St. Louis County are handling the snow. Tracy.
Alrighty, Mike. Well, I had my fun up at Hidden Valley during our 4 o'clock show, and now I have to pay our photographer Randy back by shoveling out his house. Now, this snow work, it's hard work, and not everyone is cut out for it.
Like this MoDOT driver who had to be pulled out of the snow by a wrecker.
I just plow a few driveways in the main road so people who are still working can get in and out.
Greg Delecky had better luck than that MoDOT driver, and his neighbors were grateful, even though he too has had a few mishaps.
Well, running into stuff, but that's about it.
Like Greg, Dave Knoll is a longtime St. Louis resident, excited to get his snow toys out.
It's a lot of fun.
And while he's no expert, he's only gotten to use his snowblower
3 times.
Total?
Yeah.
While a newbie, he does have some good advice.
Be upwind all the time.
What happens if you're not?
You eat a lot of snow.
For Greg and Dave, the snow is a mix of work and play, but for the kids in their neighborhood, it is all play and no work.
I didn't have school yesterday or today, and so I've just been in the snow a lot.
And forget sledding, Caroline and her friend Holly whip around on a tube pulled by an ATV.
Tubing is better than math.
And if you do manage to shovel yourself out and you're looking for a little fun, the slopes at Hidden Valley and the lifts will be running all the way until 9 o'clock tonight. In Wildwood, I'm Tracy Hinson, 5 on your side.
Now in Jefferson County, crews are working all day to keep the snow from piling up on the roads, and Pepper Baker joins us live from Arnold with a look at the conditions there. Pepper.
Mike, it's been a tough battle between road crews and the snow today. Jefferson County luckily missed a lot of that ice that we were seeing in other areas, but let me tell you, their local roads are definitely covered in snow. We even got stuck a couple of times, but I spoke to some travelers who seem to be enjoying it.
This is the first time I see snow, so I just wanted to go outside, check it out.
The heavy snowfall in Arnold, Missouri is quite the change of scenery for Juan Macias, who is an iron worker from El Paso, Texas.
For me, it was all right. I mean, I got 4x4. I'm semi-wet ready for it, so I'm just checking it out.
John Eichhorn, who's used to Midwestern winters, decided it was a good day to test out the four-wheel drive on his daughter's Ford Bronco.
Does donuts pretty well. We did that at Schnucks on Butler Hill, so I probably shouldn't say that.
Definitely goes against Jefferson County Emergency Management Director Warren Robinson's recommendations as crews try to outwork the steady snow.
It's still falling out there, so that means that any work the road crews are doing on it right now is really just going to be mitigation.
Once the snow stops falling, they'll be able to do more work to clear the roads.
We're really going to be focusing on the primary highways, the major arteries, and then after that precipitation gets out of the area, we'll be able to start hitting smaller side roads and really making some progress and getting the roads cleared and hopefully ready for the commute tomorrow morning.
Robinson says people are staying home for the most part, making it a manageable day for their department.
Very little traffic. Arnold is doing a great job because their roads where you could actually see the pavement. So St. Louis County, not so much.
Robinson says they've had some spin-outs, which has been keeping their department busy, but for the most part, people have been staying off the roads. We saw a couple people come up to Denny's. It's closed. A lot of businesses around here are also closed, except for the Quick Trip. But yes, Robinson urges people to stay off the roads if you can, and to definitely not do any of those donuts. Reporting live in Jefferson County, Pepper Baker, 5 on your side.
And a reminder, you can get the latest forecast just by adding the 5 on your side app to your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Just search for KSDK, find the free app, and add it to your account. You will also get weather updates, the latest local news, and special reports from 5 on your side.
Coming up in a few minutes, I'll have the latest conditions here in Wentzville and the plans to clear those roads overnight.
Plus, while many people and businesses in the Metro East are taking a snow day, one is using it to their advantage. We'll tell you about a place where you can grab a bite to eat and brave the cold.
Welcome back to our Winter Storm Alert team coverage. In St. Charles County, crews have been working around the clock to clear the roads.
Justina Cornell is live in Wentzville with what they've been seeing there. Justina?
Yeah, and so the conditions are definitely improving, which is a positive. Now today, Wentzville got about 8 to 10 inches of snow, and crews, like you mentioned, are working around the clock to clear that snow from the roadways. Now earlier today, I spoke to the city administrator for Wentzville, and he says 15 crews worked throughout the night for the city and continue to do so today. Now right now, the focus is getting through the main roads, and overnight they will push snow out of the side streets and subdivisions. Now Wentzville was under a snow emergency until 4 this afternoon, which makes it illegal to park cars on the street. Now it's a way to clear a path for crews. Currently, they're all hands on deck, staff working 12-hour shifts since midnight Tuesday. Now, once the snow stops, administering more salt starts. They've already used 400 tons, but those numbers will only go up once they load more overnight.
This cleanup operation, is really still critical. So those crews will be working through the night to try to do that and really to have things as clear and as open for tomorrow and kind of hopefully a regular business day on Friday. But yeah, if people continue to stay off the street and just give crews the room to operate, it's kind of a great thing at this point.
No, I'm told they had 10 emergency calls and 1 accident here in Wentzville. And I'm told a big help was that everyone stayed home, and then they're going to continue sending that message tonight. If you can stay home, please do so. And if you go on the road, make sure you're staying safe and you're driving safely. Reporting live, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
Up next, we go to the Illinois side of the river, where one spot remains open for business.
A crash involving multiple tractor trailers shut down a stretch of Interstate 70 in St. Charles County for about 4 hours today. 3 tractor trailers and 2 passenger cars crashed on westbound I-70 near Lake St. Louis. Our crew on the scene told us that one of the cars ended up underneath a truck. Traffic was diverted onto Bryan Road. No word on any injuries.
And let's get another live check of the roads from photographer Rick Meyer's car. We're going to go to westbound Interstate 70 in Wentzville. This is where you've seen this scene yesterday and again today, where there are just kind of lanes that you can see some pavement and others you can't. Let's get to 5 on your side's Travis Cummings. He is in the Metro East, and he's in downtown Alton, which is usually a busy place at rush hour, but not today, Travis.
Hey, Ann, we have seen a constant downpour of snow throughout Alton today. I mean, the cars, the roads are outlined with flurries, and it's like a ghost town down here, which is not typical for a Thursday night. Except for at Max, they're using the storm to their advantage.
Coming up on 40 years. I don't know in the last 25 years if we've ever shut down.
This is downtown Alton Thursday, as empty as ever. Roads and cars are submerged in snow.
How was everything?
Yeah, good. Not here at Mac's restaurant on Bell Street, though.
Usually when everybody shuts down, we make it a point to stay open. It's actually better than I expected. I kind of went a little understaffed, and I ended up having to help out and take some tables and greet people and, until some more people came into work.
Manager Rob Linhart has a couple of businesses connected to the restaurant. He says he's not letting COVID or a winter storm stop he or his staff from serving the community.
I had to pick a few people up to come to work today. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have a 4-wheel drive truck, so.
We're just going out to adventure. Food's great.
Corbin Bernard lucky to have Max as an option to dine, using the days off from school for fun with family.
Alton doesn't get a lot of snow, so it's kind of like a big time for us.
As the snow continues to blast the rest of the city, other businesses have their signs flipped to close. Postmen can be seen leaving work earlier with no deliveries to make.
So the guys are out just plowing the streets, trying to keep our main drags open. Our secondaries, well, not so good.
Stretched thin for manpower with a big cleanup job ahead, they're asking the community to stay home when you can.
And again, we're going to be doing this 24/7 up until we can clear these roads. So even if this weekend, we're going to keep working until we can make sure our citizens can get around safely.
All right, so Public Works is taking care of the city. IDOT is taking care of the state-ran roads. Listen, if you have to be out there tonight, drive safely and carefully. We're live in the Metro East tonight. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
And no one loves the snow maybe as much as our dogs. You guys have been sending us your pictures of pets playing in the snow, and for some, it was the first time they were seeing it. You can upload your photos in the Near Me section on the 5 on your side app or text them to 314-425-5355.
Well, let's check back in with Scott. Scott, it is cold here on Television Plaza. It's the wind that's really biting, but the snow has definitely let up, and I know you won't say it, but you really nailed this forecast.
Well, you know, it's turned out pretty well. We were expecting it to work out about like it was, with that 4 to 8 inch band ending up south and southeast of St. Louis, and then 8 and 10, 12 inches of snow going north and west. And we did have some spots very close to, if not over a foot, north and west of St. Louis. One of the places impacted the most by this, a lot of the travelers in and around Lambert, there haven't been many because of all the flight cancellations. They are currently working to get everything cleaned up, and tomorrow and into the weekend trying to get things back into and on schedule. Sorry about that, Randy. I didn't mean your name to go up there, but Emily sent this in from down in Doe Run today, and you can see, well, you go outside, Mike Bush has nearly frozen his pants off. This is what it looks like out there right now. It's cold, temperatures down into the teens. We want to see your pictures. You can use the Near Me button on the 5 on Your Side app. Temperatures are in the teens for most spots. Salem, Mount Vernon, over to Sparta. There it's right around 20, but it doesn't feel like it. Many of us have single-digit wind chills because of that breeze around the St. Louis area. This is mostly just a little band of flurries. That's all that's really left on the radar screen. And all of the significant snow and wintry weather is pushing away. But of course, it left quite a bit for us to deal with and clean up. And I don't think everybody's done with this tonight. As you look back here into Oklahoma, into southeastern portions of Kansas, there is more energy sliding our way. And while it's robbed of deeper moisture, which is farther to the south, it certainly has a chance to bring us at least another dusting to maybe an inch of snow south of St. Louis. Look how expansive this storm is. Severe weather rolling across Alabama, heavy rain and flooding across parts of Tennessee, Kentucky. Then you get into the ice storm, then the snow. So at least we were fortunate in that most of what we saw was snow, better than having widespread power outages. Again, potentially southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, another inch, maybe a couple of inches in a few isolated spots. That'll be working back in through the overnight hours, and then it pushes away tomorrow morning. Skies will start to clear out, and that bit of sunshine tomorrow, while it won't warm us all that much, will at least help with the road situation. 19 right now, still reporting flurries at Lambert. Temperatures are going to drop back into the lower teens tonight, tomorrow mid-20s. It's a really cold night tomorrow night, single digits both above and below zero around the area. So anything that does thaw, if it's not treated, will glaze back over for early Saturday. Then with sunshine for Saturday and Sunday for much of the weekend, we should be able to melt away some of this snow, but still time for the kids to have some fun.
All right, Scott, thank you. A former Paralympian says winning gold is great, but he's moved on to something even better. Frank Cusimano explains next in sports.
There is more drama in the Brian Flores class action suit of discrimination in the NFL. One of his allegations was his interview with the Broncos was a sham, and team president John Elway showed up late and disheveled. Elway said that is false and defamatory, and he enjoyed the 3.5-hour interview with Flores. Elway said he interviewed Flores in good faith. Howard Richards was a Mizzou All-American who was a first-round pick of the Cowboys and played 7 years in the NFL. He says that part of the problem with a lack of black coaches is NFL owners often choose coaches that they may relate to easier.
Someone that they feel comfortable with, but someone that they don't necessarily know, that they don't necessarily want to take a chance on dealing with, what they perceive may be, his attitude towards how the club should be run.
The Winter Olympics have begun, and a St. Louisan is off to a good start in women's hockey. Jinsey Dunn assisted on the second goal of the game, and the Americans defeated Finland 5-2. One of the most decorated Olympians from our area is Rittner grad Steve Cash. He's arguably the best sled hockey goalie of all time, 3 gold medals and a bronze. He has retired, and he's coaching young sled hockey players for the Junior Blues. Winning the medals was great, but
it doesn't compare to having somebody look up to you and want to be in that position later on down the road. So I'm hopeful that there's going to be plenty of kids out there that see what I was able to do and want to do the same thing. And I know that sometimes the dream may be big, but it's never going to be too big if you really put your mind to it.
We will have much more on Steve Friday night at 10 o'clock. That will do it in sports.
Frank, thanks. And there you have it. 5 on your side at 6. Wheel of Fortune is next, followed by the start of the Beijing Winter Olympics.
And we'll see you again tonight after the Olympics. Stay warm.